then obviously we're trying to find out, who's who in the depth chart. So right now it's pretty fluid at the linebacker position, but I think Quentin Austin is obviously the starting Mike Backer, and then inside up front between Carl Davis and Louis, they've done a good job, and Drew out up front, and the other end will be determined between Mike Hardy and I think Nate Myers really made a push to be a guy that can play on first and second down. And then the back end a little bit, we got to find out who's who. Johnny's back in strong safety, but there's a fight going on there between Nico Law and him. And then Desmond King obviously came in and played as a true freshman. I think he's doing well there, but we're still trying to figure out the rest of the pieces of the puzzle. And we got a long ways to go right now. And well, I think Jordan's doing very well at the position. He's feeling more comfortable. I don't think he's there yet. Exactly what I'm looking for as a safety. He's got to do some other things. The free safety has to be the commander. He's got to be a local guy, and he has to be like an assistant coach on the field, and that's what I expect out of him.
Right now.
Well, that's still open a little bit. And like we always say, every position is always open. There's guys that make a lot of strides, and you probably don't have I know Draper's working very hard, and so is Reese Fleming, but there's another guy, Greg Maven, that's made a lot of plays this spring, and you guys probably don't even have him on your list, but he's a very tall, lengthy guy that's made a lot of plays for us, and he can run, but he hasn't had much playing time, and he hasn't tackled very much, but he's really made some progress in there, and it's going to be challenging to figure out. Right now, I couldn't tell you who's going to be the number 2 corner right now. This year it might be a little bit more nickel, or maybe even a nickel raider type of deal. So it might put a defensive back in there instead of a linebacker. So that we're still making those decisions, but right now we're not that far along in our preparation. We still want to learn how to play first and second downs really well, and see what we can do with our guys' base fundamental stuff. You have to adapt. I mean, the package is still going to be there. Just what personnel grouping is it going to be? Is it going to be 4 linebackers on the field, or 5 linebackers as we had last year, or is it going to be 5 DBs on the field, still have 3 linebackers or 4 linebackers on the field, and 2 defensive linemen? So the thing's going to be a challenge to see what way we're going. I think he took a real good step, in December when the bowl prepped, and understanding that he's going to have to be the leader coming up the next year. I thought he started in December when we were bowl prep. I think he's done a great job up to this point of being a leader, and he's kind of the guy that takes control of the huddle and demands from the guys on the field. So, and he's earned that respect by what he does and how he practices and how he's committed to understanding football. And like I say, I think it's a lot of it comes down to football IQ, and I think he's done a good job in that aspect of it, and a lot of guys respect that. Well, one thing about Nate Meyer is we know he's tough, and he's a little bit underweight last year, and learning the position a little bit, and I think he's really gotten better at playing blocks. And Hardy's been out there, obviously last year as a starter, and we kind of flip him around a little bit from right end to left end and do things like that. But I think, we just got to go back to the fundamentals, do what we're asking you to do, and I think they've both been working hard at it. I think this Nate, put on a little bit of extra weight. He's a little bit more active, and it's going to be a good battle. Our decision is not made up yet, but he's going to have to play on first and second down too, and give a rotation, with the 3 DNs right now that we think will go out and play, and then McMinn's got to come and show up on to be the 4th, or if we start putting another linebacker down, and obviously the 3rd down situation. Right now, it's it'd be hard for somebody to come in right now. I think we got 4 corners that are really battling out to figure out who's going to be the 1s and 2s, and so I think it'd be hard to break that line up. But by saying that, you just never know. Because have a lot of ways to go. They're still not out of high school yet, so I don't count on anybody really coming in and helping, even as a safety. We got Miles coming in and strong safety, and it's going to be hard. We got 2 seniors there right now battling a good position there. So I think it'll be a challenge for somebody to come in the back end to start, but you just never know what the injuries are. And I didn't know Jordan Lomax was going to get injured so early in the year, and he stepped in, and so I don't know if that'll happen again or not. It might happen at some other positions. Maybe there might be a linebacker there that could step in. There might be a third down guy that comes in like Reggie Spearman did. We didn't know what Reggie was going to be, and he really helped us out.
What is the competition like at Leo and Will?
I think it's pretty good. Reggie Spearman, I think, has done a real good job. I think right now, we moved some other guys behind him. I think Joel has been a guy that we moved back outside. Travis Perry's out there right now. Obviously, an experienced guy, knows exactly what we're doing in the defense, and he's been sick a little bit, so we had opportunity to have some other guys roll in there. But one of the guys, Joel, has really showed up out there as a little back, just as a football player. He was an inside backer, behind Q and Reggie, and really as a backup. Will, we look at it and say, hey, who's the guy going out and making plays? You just watch the film and you just watch the guys run around on tape, and you see him tracking guys down. Somewhere he's going to have to fit in our system, okay? Because when you give that much effort and you attack the football the way he does and make plays the way he's going to probably show up. Does he know everything right now? Not yet, but he still has a long way to go.